What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 1 team builder for the UPBA Season 2. This week, we are taking on my friend Rudiger and the Cleveland Escavaliers. Now, Rudiger had the first overall pick in the draft, and he picked up the scary monster that is Naganadel that I wanted to draft, but it's fine because... yeah, it's fine. I have ways to deal with it. So, let's run through his draft then. He's got Naganadel, Rotom Wash, Aerodactyl, Serena, Dusclops, Flareon, Megaseptile, Scizor, Florges, Alolan Persian, and Mesprit. His two offensive Z users are Naganadel and Aerodactyl, and his Super Saiyan Z user is Alolan Persian. I'm expecting he made it that because of Z parting shot shenanigans. I hate the fact that we even allow that, but whatever. It's not broken, apparently. So... yeah, okay, so he's got priority in Dusclops with Shadow Sneak, Scizor with Bullet Punch, and Flareon with Quick Attack, which is not a lot of priority. Although he does have priority blocking with Serena, so priority is not good against him either. And in general, it's not that great against his team, except against, like, Naganadel if you're trying to pick it off later. He has Hazard Setting in Aerodactyl with Stealth Rocks and Mesprit with Stealth Rocks. He's actually kind of lacking on the Hazard Setting side, I think, and it's sort of fitting Mesprit into more of a defensive lead role every single week instead of an offensive role, and I think Aerodactyl is still just as useful in an offensive role anyways. He has removal in Rotom with Defog, Aerodactyl with Defog, Scizor with Defog, and Florges with Defog. Enough Defog, I guess. But he can't keep his own hazards on the field. That is the thing. There's no way for him to keep Stealth Rocks on the field if he wants to remove hazards on his side, so that's just something to keep in mind. He has two 4x weaknesses to exploits, Megaseptile to Ice and Scizor to Fire. Okay, so we're going to start off with a very key part of the team this week. Because he can only get rid of hazards on both sides. I have Bronzong with Stealth Rocks. Bronzong as a Spidef wall is really good. He really doesn't have a ton of physically offensive Pokemon. Realistically, it's Scizor, Serena, Flareon, Aerodactyl, and Bronzong resists all of those, and with Heat Proof we're taking neutral damage from Flareon if for some reason he decides to bring Flareon. I'm not expecting Aerodactyl, Flareon, or Mesprit to come. I don't think that any of them have good matchups. If he's going to bring Aerodactyl or Mesprit, they're both locked into setting up Stealth Rocks, and my team in general only has 2 Mons weak to Stealth Rocks in total, Mega Houndoom and Thundy. So, ironically, I'm bringing them as you can see on the screen there, but yeah, I don't think it's that much of a problem. I've got Psychic there to be able to hit the Naganadel because we can wall the Naganadel indefinitely with this set. Like, it can't touch us with Heat Proof. Dragon-type moves are completely resisted. Fire Blast is not going to do much to a Spidef Heat-Proof Bronzong. We are obviously immune to its Poison Stab, and then if he wants to run HP Ground, he can. Because we're Heat-Proof, we can't dodge the HP Ground. In general, his team does not have good Ground Stab. You're looking at, like, Earthquake on Megaseptile, Earthquake on Aerodactyl, and then HP Ground spread around his team. Realistically, I think that makes Heat-Proof Bronzong all the much better against his team. We've got Light Screen on there because he's got a lot of special attackers, and so I can get up a Light Screen and potentially go into something else and set up. And Heavy Slam lets us 1v1 the Florges, like, completely. I think he would rather run HP Fire on Florges over HP Ground if he was going to run Hidden Power, and if he's not running a Hidden Power, then he can't touch me. So Bronzong is super strong against his team. Obviously, we're the minus speed nature because I want to get the most out of both attack stats because we're running different sides of the attacking sphere. Max HP, which is wrong, I should actually be 337, so we'll put that over there. 8 in defense and max Spidef with a positive nature. Next up is Black, our Mega Houndoom, with the Flash Fire ability to be able to switch in on Flareon if he ever wants to do that. Or we could even bait out that we're not heat proof on Bronzong, and because Naganadel would likely go for the fire type move and get flash fire. I don't know. It's not really going to matter because Naganadel should outspeed Mega Houndoom, so I don't understand why I even said that. But this Mega Houndoom set can do work if his fast threats can't hit me or don't come. Alolan Persian is fast, but it's not going to do anything to me except like parting shot out, which I don't really care as a Mega Houndoom because my special attack stat's so high. Mega Sceptile, if it's physical with Earthquake, or if it's just neutral, or if it's special with like HP Ground or something, could do a lot. Naganadel can obviously do a lot, and Aerodactyl could do a lot. Excuse me. I don't know if Aerodactyl's coming, like I said, and if it's not, well, if it does, it's actually got a relatively good matchup against my team if it's carrying Earthquake plus Rock coverage. But besides that, it would have to be like a Life Orb attacker. I don't think he'd run it Scarfed because he outspeeds my entire team with Aerodactyl Mega Sceptile. But we're bringing Nasty Plot, Fire Blast, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Bomb. I really hate missing, but I kind of need the extra Fire Blast power to break through like Assault Vested Serena. It'd be nice to break. Something like a Alolan Persian is going to take a lot more from a Fire Blast. Same with Mesprit. Dark Pulse is just good stab. It's also going to be my check to the Dusclops almost indefinitely. Besides that, Dark Pulse can hit the Flareon really well, which is super slow. Dark Pulse is going to be able to hit the Rotom if we're trying to finish it off. It'll hit anything switching in because his only resist to it is Florges and Alolan Persian, which I have Sludge Bomb for. I have Sludge Bomb for the Florges. If he's running Scarf Florges like he talked about in his draft analysis, then that might be a problem, although I would imagine that we're going to live at least one Moonblast. A +2 Sludge Bomb absolutely demolishes that thing. Honestly, if I can get a Nasty Plot up and his faster threats are gone, then Houndoom just wins the game. We're running enough speed on here to outspeed max speed Rotom Wash, because that is the best thing I can speed creep. Unless I wanted to speed tie Alolan Persian, which I don't care about because Alolan Persian can't touch me. Max Special Attack Modest, which is fantastic that we can run that. It's actually a little bit disgusting that we can run that with a ton of HP bulk to get us to an odd value of HP, and 4 in Special Defense. Now, next up is Thundurus. This is another win con, a pivot, a nice pivot on the team. I drafted like a lot of pivots, and we're not bringing a ton of pivots this week, but this is one of them. Yeah, so we've got Dundies, our Thundurus-Therian with the Choice Scarf, HP Ice, Volt Switch, Psychic, and Thunderbolt. So HP Ice is there for the Mega Sceptile primarily. It's also going to hit the Naganadel relatively well, although I do have Psychic for that. That's kind of my way to deal with that. If he doesn't have a speed boost up, then I will outspeed it, and with this much special attack, Psychic is going to drop it like pretty easily. Yeah, Volt Switch is there for pivot potential. Mega Sceptile is his only electric immunity, which is kind of funny because Thundurus-Therian is my only electric immunity, but he doesn't have an electric type to abuse that. No, he does. He's got Rotom Wash, but Rotom Wash isn't really as much of a threat on the special side as Thundurus-Therian is. But once Mega Sceptile is dead, then I can freely click Volt Switch and Thunderbolts against his team. I would imagine Mega Sceptile is his switch into this. I don't see what else would be a switch in to Thundurus-Therian. Like, if I'm in on Thundurus-Therian, his switch in is either going to be Serena, Mega Sceptile, or Florges, in my mind, because he would not want to lose health on Naganadel. Mega Sceptile just to absorb the electric attack, and so I'm just going to click HP Ice, honestly, because it's going to do quite a bit of damage. And if his initial switch in is Florges, then I can switch out into Bronzong and indefinitely wall that thing. Yeah, so we're modest max special attack with 188 speed, which lets us outspeed Mega Sceptile with our Choice Scarf. That's really all we need to do because we're going to outspeed Rotom Wash with a Choice Scarf, I think. Yeah, we should outspeed Rotom Wash with a Choice Scarf as well. And that's the fastest thing that we can outspeed anyways. We're not going to be faster than Naganadel after a speed boost. We're not going to be faster than Scarf Aerodactyl. We're not going to be faster than Alolan Persian if it's Scarf for some weird reason. Yeah, enough HP to make it odd, and the last point into Spadef. Next up is another indefinite wall to his team. He's got so many special attackers that Gudra just puts in the finest of work. Assault Vest, Sap Sipper with Dragon Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, and Dragon Tail. I really couldn't decide what to put on the last move. I was debating between like Power Whip and Thunderbolt, and I ended up settling on Dragon Tail because I think it would be useful for me to phase things around, potentially. Dragon Pulse is a really good stab. It deals with Mega Sceptile super well. It's actually just like, it kills the Naganadel, I believe, with the investment I have. Unless it's Assault Vest Naganadel for some reason. But I'm expecting it to be Z Naganadel, like Nasty Plot Z Naganadel. Probably Draconium Z, I would imagine. Maybe Firium Z, which would be absolutely hilarious to break through Bronzong. Even though I'm heat proof, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, Flamethrower's there for the Serena, because I can switch in on Serena's Grass type moves. I don't know why he would go for Grass type moves since I'm not bringing either of my Water types, but it sort of synergizes with that. Sludge Bomb is there to hit the Florges, because I think Florges is maybe his switch in to my Gudra, and it's actually going to take quite a bit of damage from the Sludge Bomb. It's not going to take too much, but it will take a lot. And I'm running Sludge Bomb over Sludge Wave because I want to get the poison. The 12% canceling out his leftovers and doing 6% more is pretty good each turn. And obviously I can't Dragon Tail the Florges because it's his only fairy, but I can Dragon Tail everything else around. Yeah, this is my special switch in. We wall the Rotom like completely, and I don't care if I get burned necessarily, because I don't necessarily need HP on Gudra. Like, HP would be nice, but Bronzong is really the main special wall. Gudra is more of a mixed, I don't know how to say that. Like, we're a special wall, but we're also going to hit ridiculously hard because we're running Modest 208. With this much special attack investment, I can Oko Naganadel with Dragon Pulse. That was kind of the goal with this. We're also going to do quite a bit of damage to Mega Sceptile, if not Oko it, I believe. We have enough HP to make it odd, and then the 52 in Spidef means that a Dragon Pulse from Naganadel cannot 2-hit KO me, so that's kind of the goal there. Next up is Sheet, our Mimikyu. This is a late game cleaning Pokemon. He doesn't have a switch into this, to be completely honest. He really doesn't. Like, he struggles to deal with Mimikyu this week, and that's not only because he doesn't have a resist to either of the stabs. Like, Scizor is his best way to deal with this, and Scizor is going to get worn down pretty hard just because of how slow it is against my team. So, SD, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, that's very standard set for Mimikyu with the Life Orb. Max Attack Adamant, because we're speed creeping very specifically. We're speed creeping his base 65 Pokemon. He has 3 base 65 Pokemon in Flareon, Scizor, and Florges, so we will always be faster than them, meaning that our Shadow Sneak will go off before Scizor's Bullet Punch every single time, unless he's running a Choice Scarf. We have 96 in HP and 64 in Spidef. I actually split my EVs that I had left over between HP and Spidef to be able to tank Sludge Wave from Naganadel a little bit better. Sludge Wave will unfortunately 2-hit KO us, but if he's not boosted, it's only doing 50%. And then we can kill it with a boosted Shadow Claw. Honestly, Naganadel is actually setup fodder for me. It's actually setup fodder for me because I can switch in on it, SD, and then I live a hit unless he's boosted, and I Shadow Claw him, and I kill him. So, that's kind of cool. Mimikyu has a really good matchup. That's basically all I have to say. A lot of his team needs to be chipped a little bit for Shadow Sneak to kill it. This is also a really good check to the Dusclops, unless he's bringing Will-O-Wisp, which I would expect him to bring. But if he's bringing Will-O-Wisp, then I can... like if I'm in on, like if he switches Dusclops in on Mimikyu, then I'm switching into Houndoom to get the Flash Fire boost like instantly, and then I can Dark Pulse that thing or just Fire Blast it because that might be stronger at that point. Sorry, I think it would be. Now, last but not least is Snowcone, our Mew. Bring a very interesting Mew set this week. He doesn't actually have a Dark type on his team, but I'm bringing Colberberry because a lot of stuff gets knocked off. Sorry, he's got a Lowland Persian. I don't know why I said that. But I'm bringing Colberberry to tank a knockoff. Mew is my own knockoff mon this week. I realized that I don't have anything that gets knockoff outside of maybe Ambipom and Mew. So actually I think Thundurus gets knockoff too if I was to run it physical, but we're running knockoff ourselves. because I want to get rid of some items on like Rotom. Um, this is my way to get rid of a Violate on Dusclops, which I thought was really important for me to get rid of that. Get rid of some stuff on Florges, etc. Mesprit. This is a good lead matchup against Mesprit for the most part, unless he's going to knock off. But then it doesn't really matter. But I figured that I can bait in the Scizor with this because, well, he might go for a U-turn, right? But I think that he might go for a knockoff with Scizor, and then I can Will-O-Wisp it. I've got U-turn myself for some momentum purposes, and we have Ice Beam to take on the Mega Sceptile and the Naganadel. Anything else we're kind of just knocking off and then pivoting out. Now, this is a very interesting EV spread, okay? So, I have 128 in speed, which lets us outspeed Serena, which is reasonably important for us to be able to U-turn out on it and at least Will-O-Wisp it. Enough HP to make it odd, and then 132 in defense lets us tank knockoffs really well. I think we can eat a U-turn from Scizor as well, like banded Scizor. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I think we do, just because of Mew's natural base 100 bulk. And you'll notice that we're hardy nature. Now I decided not to go with any kind of nature this week. We're running with a neutral nature because I need to get the most out of my attack for knockoff and U-turn. I need to get the most out of my defense to tank hits. I need to get the most out of my special attack for Ice Beam. And I need to get the most out of my special defense for eating hits from his special attacking wands, because that's basically his entire team. And I didn't need a plus speed nature. So I ended up just realizing, that I needed all these stats to be as good as they possibly can be. He's got one Foul Play Mon in Alolan Persian, I think. Actually, sorry, Rotom gets Foul Play as well, and Mesprit might get it. I'm not entirely sold on that. I don't really care, honestly. I really don't care that much. If I'm really scared of Foul Play, I can go Thundurus. Like, I don't know. Although Thundurus has a fairly high base attack, so maybe that's not the best switch in. But it's still going to have the lowest... Oh, no, Houndoom is a good Foul Play switch in. Okay. Well, either way, that's kind of what we're working with here. I think it's a really interesting Mew set. I'm not sure if I'm going to need the Colbur Berry or not. I'd like to lead Mew, potentially, or lead Bronzong. I think leading Bronzong is a reasonably smart idea, because I would imagine Rotom washes his lead. I'm just going to put that out there. I think Rotom washes his lead. I don't see any other reason why it shouldn't be his lead. I might end up regretting not running Recovery on my Mew later. We'll see. But I felt like I needed the Ice Beam to take on the Naganadel and the Mega Sceptile at the very least. Kind of just abuse that. I might swap this out for Psychic, to be honest. I might swap it out for Psychic. Just as like a lead option, I can Psychic something. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We're not playing the match for a while, but I'm finalized with the team enough that I felt comfortable recording the team builder. Yeah, so that's the team against Rudiger. We play him in week 1 of the UPBA Season 2, and I will catch you guys for the match.